Hello, Tube Timers. Well, this is just one of those days. Nothing seemed to have gone right. It's been a bit of a nightmare. So this is an unscheduled a video recording because there's a component in this device that has failed, or at least needs fixing. Anyways, so here it is. I'm looking at my waveform very nicely, as you see here on the screen. This is the input and this is the output. And I get, all of a sudden I get this line on the output. And I thought, oh geez, what's going on? Did something burn out? Tube go bad? I don't know. So I started troubleshooting it, and just by accident, I happened to touch this headphone jack that's right here. It's the thing that plugs in with the headphones. So nice, and look, now this comes back to us again. But if I tap it, I can make it go away, or I can make it come back. So this is a problem, and it needs immediate attention because I can't do any testing or any. It's confusing. Let me just put it that way. It's very confusing when your output all of a sudden shuts down. Your automated system is trying to do something, and poop, there she goes. Anyways, what I'm going to do now is take this headphone jack unit out of the 6P1 amplifier. We're going to open it up if I can, and we'll peek in the side and kind of see what's going on with this thing. So, oh, by the way, allow me please to jiggle the camera a little bit. I have changed the LED so that it's orange. It's a much prettier color, this orange. It's not this blue light blasting in your eye. I know that blue lights are popular right now, but this is an orange light district. So allow me to put you on pause for a few minutes while I get this thing out of the amplifier, and then we will resume. Well, Tube Timers, we're back. So I wanted to see what was going on when I had all these parts removed from the back of the headphone switch, headphone plug. And when I wiggled the wire that went to the switch that selects headphone or speakers, well, this is what happened. So in fact, it wasn't this at all. It was this switch that switches between headphones and the main speakers. And I'm holding it on place so you can see it go. I let go, and there it is. It's gone. So, all right. It's probably my fault. The wire broke off, if you recall. A purple wire broke off, and I probably used a bit too much force, as the song line goes, and I probably melted something inside. Drag. Now I got to replace that switch. I knew it was going to be a bad week because the way it started was this sad event. I took the tubes out of the amplifier to make some measurements and to look at things, and I laid something on top one of these output tubes and smashed it all to bits. Smashed the glass. I should have just not done anything this week. It probably would have been much, much better. Needless to say, I had to buy 4 more of these things so that the unit has a set of exactly the same kind of output tubes, and now I guess I'll have 3 spares. I'll probably think of something to do with this. But that's what happens. You know, sometimes you just like to display your clumsiness, and you might as well do it with an expensive tube. Well, tube timers, that's about it for now. Maybe what I'll do is show you a little bit, if you allow me to move my camera over. I have, it's on now, so I got to be a little careful. This is a potentiometer, and I'm using it to set the pseudo screen voltage on the second triode of the 6SN7. Oh, by the way, I have put a 6SN7 in place of the 6H8C tube, and it works just fine, perhaps a little better. So whoever gets this thing is going to get a pair of 6SN7s along with it, so that they can play to their heart's content. One thing I noticed was that 123 volts, which is my house voltage, puts me at 7.1 volts on the filament and one whopping big plate voltage. Definitely in excess of the ratings of the 6P, 1P tubes. So, to that extent, I can't sell this to anyone in good conscience that way. So I have decided, I bought an inexpensive Variac transformer on Amazon, I think. And I'll ship that along with this too, because it has to be adjusted for 107 volts is where it wants to be, for a 6.3 volts on the filaments and a decently rated plate voltage. I don't know. It's just one of those things. You live and learn. I want this amp to be a good long liver. No, I want it to be a very long pancreas to somebody who buys this thing, and I don't want to have any guilt about any of its construction. So, new tubes, Variac transformer. Perhaps I'll change the bias on the 6SN7. I don't know. I'm not doing much to improve the output so far, so the only thing I'm going to try to improve is the gain of the unit, because the best gain I can get out of this is 2 watts per channel without distortion. So I'm going to see if I can fool around with the stage of the output stage and see if I can squeeze a bit more power. I'd like to get at least 4 watts out of it, which would be an 8 watt unit, 2 watts or 4 watts per channel. And right now it's a 4 watt unit at 2 watts per channel at 1 kilohertz. Anyways, tube timers, have a good weekend and stay safe, please. It's a bit hazardous out there at times. Take care now.